Normally, I would have punished her for it, but given the circumstances, I decided to make an exception. It wasn't every day that you realized a daddy was interested in you. I'm simply curious how you feel about Daniel versus how you feel about me. I comforted her as I climbed to my feet. You see, everyone makes assumptions about me that aren't necessarily correct, and I'd like to know what someone like you thinks about me. She paused before responding with a shrug of her shoulders. Honestly, I don't know, she said. I'm glad of the new employment chat you gave me, but I'm not sure how I feel about you. Of course, I believe this is because I don't know you very well. Turning her comments over in my thoughts a few times to understand what she was saying, I began to smile. Would you like to learn more about me? I asked, really interested. I'm sure you have a lot of questions for me, especially given the circumstances of our meeting. She seemed conflicted as she weighed her response, and I knew she had some type of concealed sentiments for me. It was simply a matter of persuading her to confess to them. Littles were always such delicate creatures, and even the smallest thing could scare them away. You had to be careful what you did when trying to determine whether they were interested in you or not, or you would scare them away and lose your chance to be with them. This was one of those sensitive situations, and I was doing everything in my power to avoid scaring her away. She spoke after a long quiet period. I guess I understand what this is all about, she said as she began to smile at me. You thought Daniel and I were together, and when you saw that he had relocated me to another department to make room for Penelope, you felt I was being pushed to the side and replaced. Her perception was incredible, and I couldn't help but smile as I sat in the chair across from her. Wonderful, I remarked as I clapped my hands in approval. I thought you would spend the entire day figuring that out, and I'm proud of you for being so astute. Much to my amazement, she flung back her head and laughed at me, absolutely taking me off guard. I may have been born during the day, but I wasn't born yesterday, she laughed, shaking her head at me. In all honesty, I never had a crush on Daniel or anything. I was just grateful for the job. However, I won't deny that it hurt when he replaced me with someone like Penelope for practically no reason. I had to work hard to get that position, and he tossed me away just because he liked her ideas. In my opinion, he liked the way she looked rather than the fact that he thought she was smart. After a few moments of thought, I nodded my head in agreement. It sounded like something Daniel would do, and the fact that she had picked up on how stupid he could be at times was even more impressive. She was simply full of surprises, and I couldn't believe how close I was to her. I just wished I could find out whether she approved of me or not, because if she did, I wanted to make her mine. Anyway, shouldn't I be out there performing my responsibilities? She asked with a grin. Or was there another reason you asked me to come work here with you? For a brief time, my jaw fell as I stared at her, but I immediately recovered. I'll let you go ahead and get back to work, I told her after a long silence. However, to address that question, please allow me to take you out to dinner tonight so we can discuss it further. She paused for a bit before responding with a shrug of her shoulders. That's fine. She nodded, her smile widening. But I can't stay out too late. I also have a personal matter to attend to at home.